Hello whiskey lovers, and welcome to another one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings, and today we will be going back to the Arran Distillery. Now the Arran Distillery can be found on the west coast of Scotland, on the Isle of Arran, which is situated between, on the one hand you have Mull of Kintyre with Campbeltown, and then on the other hand you have Glasgow on the Scottish mainland. Well, in between there is this island, the Isle of Arran, and that's where you can find the Isle of Arran Distillery. It's a craft distillery. It's only got one wash still and one spirit still, although I have been told at a recent tasting that in fact a second pair of stills has been ordered and will be moving into the Arran Distillery in the course of this year. So by 2016 it will be operational with 2 pairs of stills, and then the capacity of course will be pulled beyond the 1 million litre mark then. Anyway, it's quite a young distillery. It's only been established in 1995, so this year in 2015 it will be celebrating its 20th anniversary. I presume a 20-year-old is in the making. But anyway, as it's such a young distillery, many of the releases that we've seen from Isle of Arran have been no-age statement bottlings, and they've had this whole plethora of whiskies that were finished on special casks, on wine casks, all types of casks in fact. And as you know, in my opinion, wine finishes are always hit and miss. For example, their Sauternes cask finish is really not up my alley, while on the other hand this one, the Amarone cask finish. Amarone is a red Italian wine. This one is one of my favorite Arran cask finishes. In fact, that's why I still have another bottle. They've had quite some independent release, independent cask releases, or single cask releases I should say. For example, there was one very recently, a 10 years old sherry cask that was released for the Whisky Festival in Ghent, in my neck of the woods. Very punchy, very nice. But now that they have established a core range, because now they are there for 20 years, they have this core range which consists of a couple of bottles. There is, for example, the Locranza Reserve, which is a no-age statement entry-level single malt, but then they also have a 10-year-old, a 14-year-old, and there is also an 18-year-old, although a limited edition at this point, but soon it will be a permanent fixture to their core range. But also in their core range, although released in batches, is this one. And that's the one we will be trying today. It's their 12-year-old, and the 12-year-old is special for 2 reasons. First of all, most of the whiskies at the Isle of Arran are matured on second fill or even third fill Oloroso sherry casks. There's hardly any PX casks to be found at the Arran Distillery, because the former master distiller simply didn't like Pedro Jimenez. So there you go. But the new 12-year-old, is matured on fresh bourbon and fresh Oloroso sherry casks. So that makes for a much more lively, much more vibrant whiskey, in my opinion. Now the second reason for this 12-year-old to be special is that this offering is bottled at cask strength. The 12-year-old cask strength was released for the first time. The batch 1 was released in 2012. I found it to be very nice indeed. This is batch 4. Batch 4 was released in, if I'm not mistaken, September 2014, and it is bottled at a cask strength of 53.2% ABV. Batch 4, only 50,000 bottles, 15,000 bottles at cask strength. It's got this beautiful dark golden, old golden color, clings to the glass. This is going to be quite a sturdy body, I believe. On the nose. It's got this sweet dark nose, if you know what I mean, with baked apples and some rhubarb, toffee, banana peel, a lot of banana peel. Then we also get some gooseberries, some candied sugar. This is quite lovely and very, very fruity. It's the banana peel that stands out for me on the nose. Lovely nose indeed. On the palate then. It's punchy and yet soft, if that makes any sense. Let's just say it's not sharp. Even though it's got this high ABV, 53.2, it's quite quaffable. It doesn't need water, and it is very, very fruity indeed. I get loads of yellow fruits, some vanilla, some ginger, but there's a lot of orange peel, and mid-palate I get some almonds. It's a touch zesty, a bit of honey, and the fruit is developing towards the dry variety. Again, a very fruity palate, very accessible despite the cask strength. Simply lovely. On the finish then. Well, the finish is long. It's bittersweet. It's got this bittersweet edge, and at the death I get some pepper and chocolate. Wow, this is really a beautiful single malt that reflects the true fruity character, the fruity nature of the new make, which I've tried as well. It's one of the fruitiest new makes in the industry, in my opinion. And you can get this bottle for less than 50 euros in Belgium, so in my opinion that's really bang for your buck. This is really an adorable expression from the Isle of Arran distillery. The 12-year-old cask strength, it's really worth seeking out. And that's all for this Whisky Rambling, and I hope to see you at one of Mark's Whisky Ramblings real soon. And until then, may the malt be with you. Bye-bye.